Welcome back everyone, what's going on? We are Tottenham TV, I am Sam, and we are back with another video, the winners and the losers from the weekend just gone. And we are going to start, we're going to get straight in, we're going to get stuck in, and we're going to start in Germany, in Dortmund, at the, well actually, it wasn't at the Signal Iduna Park, it was in Augsburg where Erling Haaland made his debut, and well, I think most of you know what a debut it was. Now, Dortmund were 3-1 down when he came on the pitch in the, I think it was about the 56th minute, and he scored the most insane hat-trick to win the game for Dortmund. They won 5-3, and I think Manchester United fans will be absolutely kicking themselves that they did not sign him. They're just like us, they're in desperate need of a striker, and they spent £20 million on him, Dortmund, and in 20 minutes, they sort of are getting their money's worth already. Now, as we know, United in desperate need of a striker, Tottenham in desperate need of a striker. Does this guy fit the bill for the Premier League? I think so. He's big, he's strong, he's one heck of a finisher, and I think Dortmund have got themselves arguably the biggest star on the planet at the moment, with the likes of Kai Havertz and Mbappe, etc., Trent Alexander-Arnold, these young superstars coming through, and Erling Haaland is definitely one of them, and Borussia Dortmund can count their lucky stars that he came on and saved the day. So what a player this Norwegian striker is. But moving back to England and to the Midlands, Wolverhampton Wanderers, what a comeback. Again, actually, it's technically not at the Midlands, it was on the south coast down at Southampton. Southampton 2-0 up and looking like they were going to continue their unbeaten run. Ralph Hasenhüttl in that first half would have been really pleased with what he saw from his side. And of course, Tottenham go down to Southampton in the FA Cup on the weekend. But Wolves, what a second half comeback that was, and inspired by their Mexican striker, Raul Jimenez. And the Si Senor song that the Wolves fans sing for him is sort of true. Give the ball to Raul and he will score. He scored a penalty and he scored the winner to win the game for them with about 10 minutes left on the weekend. A brilliant second half performance from Wolves. Adama Traore as well, what a season he's having down that right-hand side. Just seems nobody in the league can keep up with him for pace, for his dribbling, his power, his sheer determination to beat his man and get a ball in. Over the years, people have said his final ball is not great. That's something I think he's been working on this season, especially in training. Could he get a big move in the summer? A little bit like the Haaland situation as well with Jimenez. Spurs and United need a striker. How much would he cost in this market? He's a fantastic finisher, his hold-up play is superb, he brings others into the game, he gets assists, he's strong, he can pick a pass, he's very confident in front of goal. So let me know how much you think Raul Jimenez is worth in this current market, especially in this transfer window, or in the summer. Will he stay at Wolves? Will he move to a bigger club? And sticking in the Premier League, Crystal Palace, Roy Hodgson always seems to get a result away at Manchester City. They took the lead, Cenk Tosun on his debut, a striker again Tottenham were linked with before he moved to Palace. I'm quite happy we didn't sign him, although he's proven that he scored a big goal at City, and they scored a late equaliser as well after Aguero had put City in front with 2 quick goals. Fernandinho put through his own net, and well, I think City really, as we all know, they miss Aymeric Laporte. Is John Stones good enough? Fernandinho, I think we can see, isn't a centre back, and it's sort of not ruining Manchester City's season. They still have other things to play for, ruining the Premier League title for them. They've dropped way too many points, especially at home. Palace going to City for the second year running and getting a result. They weren't clinical City. They didn't take any chances. They did have a lot of chances, but they didn't take them. And Vicente Guaita, what a goalkeeper I think he is as well. Didn't really cost Palace much, if anything. I think he might have even got him for free. A fantastic Spanish goalkeeper. They got in from La Liga, and he kept them in the game, I think, especially at 1-0. And Roy Hodgson doing a great job, I think, at Palace with the funds he's got, with the finances and with the facilities. They're one of the favourites for relegation, especially after seeing Wan-Bissaka depart in the summer. Zaha, will he stay? Will he go? I think Zaha will go in the summer. Where he will go, I don't know, but whoever gets him, he is a fantastic signing. One thing I want to focus on with Wilfried Zaha, when you're away from home and you need someone to hold the ball up and bring others into play, he can hold that ball up for about 4 seconds, and that 4 seconds allows the rest of the team to push up and and to sort of counter-attack really quickly, which is something I think Palace are good at, something that I think any side with Wilfried Zaha in would be good at. So that's one thing that I think Zaha brings to the Palace side, and is able to bring others into play and to create, and to, obviously, as we saw, cause problems, because I think he caused problems for City's back four all afternoon. Moving to Tottenham's Champions League opponents for the round of 16, Red Bull Leipzig. They are they're not joint top of the Bundesliga, actually. They are 4 points clear at the Bundesliga with 18 games played. A remarkable job from Julian Nagelsmann out in Germany, and they have set the record for the most amount of Bundesliga games in a row, scoring 3 goals or more. They have scored 3 goals or more in every game since October the 30th. That's including scoring 6 in one game. They beat Mainz 8-0. They beat Union Berlin 3-1 on the weekend. Timo Werner grabbing another brace. What a player he is. His release clause has got to be looked at by some of the big clubs, Tottenham included. I'm a big big fan of Timo Werner. He can play out wide, can play through the middle. He's a really, really powerful and pacey striker, deadly finisher. And he needs I think a big move to the Premier League. I'd love to see him in the Premier League. Hopefully, maybe at Tottenham. His release clause is very low. I think it's around 30 million euros for the German striker. He is absolutely lethal in front of goal. And Leipzig are having one heck of a season. And when Tottenham play them in March, it's going to be very, very difficult. They're very, very good at home. They're organised defensively, and even though they do actually concede quite a few goals, despite the organisation, they just score goals for fun. It's quite remarkable what the job young Nagelsmann is doing. I think he's the youngest manager in the Bundesliga, very young, very up and coming. I would have taken him at Tottenham before we got Jose, obviously happy with Jose, but what a manager he is, what a squad they've got, and what a job he's doing. They sit 4 points clear of Bayern Munich, and they did break the record, like I said, for the most consecutive games. Let me know what you think about Timo Werner and where he should go in the summer. Let me know in the comment section if you think Leipzig are going to win the league, or will Bayern Munich come back. And the final winner, I think we can only end on this winner, is Liverpool. Beat Manchester United 2-0 to more or less guarantee them the title, providing they don't have some ultimate slip-up. A quite remarkable run of results for them. They're unbeaten all season. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andrew Robertson having another storming game at fullback. Firmino again, the front three were superb. Firmino unlucky to have his goal disallowed. Should the goal have been disallowed, the De Gea Van Dijk situation? Was it a foul? Was it not? Again, let me know in the comment section what you think. Get in touch. I don't think it was a foul. I think the goal should have stood, but obviously VAR intervened again. So also let me know your thoughts on that. Liverpool, again, superb. They're just machines, all of them. They play the way they need to play. They do what they need to do. Their game management is absolutely superb, and they deserve all the credit that they get at the moment. And they look like they are going to be this year's Premier League champions. Moving on to the losers, we're going to go to the Championship, and we're going to go to Ellen Road. Leeds United. They are losing the plot again for the second season running. Another defeat. This time they lost 1-0 at QPR, where Jack Clarke, who's joined QPR, had made his debut for Rangers on the weekend against his former club. But again, Leeds, they couldn't create, they don't have that cutting edge up top. I don't think Patrick Bamford is the answer up front for Leeds. I think they really need a striker. They've let Eddie Nketiah go back to Arsenal. They're really low on options up top. They create chances and there's no one really there to finish them. Bamford will get you a few goals, but not the goals you need to go up, in my opinion. Obviously, they lost at Arsenal. They lost 2-0 at home to Sheffield Wednesday last week in the Yorkshire derby. And they've lost in West London to a side where they would be expected to go and get 3 points and pursue promotion. So let me know below, will Leeds bottle it, essentially? Another loser from the weekend, this one makes me happy, Chelsea. Again, similar to Leeds at the weekend, dominated the game, created chances, didn't have the cutting edge up top to finish them off, and Newcastle took their big chance right at the end, Isaac Hayden finishing from a set piece, and Newcastle took a huge 3 points. And I think Steve Bruce deserves a lot of credit as well, taking more points off the big boys. Of course, they won at Tottenham back in August. They've taken points off Manchester City, Manchester United. So they obviously took the lead at Anfield as well. So Steve Bruce deserves credit there. But Chelsea, what's going on there? They seem to turn up when they play the big boys. They play Arsenal tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if they showed up and were brilliant. But when they play the lower, with no disrespect, the lower league, the lower in the table sides, they seem to struggle to create. They seem to struggle to find that threat up top to finish their chances. Is Tammy Abraham the answer to Chelsea? Do they need a striker? They've been linked with Edinson Cavani, who I think will suit any team in the Premier League with such a low transfer fee. Obviously, his wages are high, but he's a proven finisher, a proven goal scorer. And will Chelsea finish in the top 4? Again, let me know on that one. I think that they will, unfortunately, but they do seem to struggle against the smaller sides in the league. Moving on to Italy. We're going out to Italy, Inter Milan, who have, of course, just signed Ashley Young. They're on the verge of signing Christian Eriksen. They're on the verge of signing Victor Moses. They're basically signing the Premier League's best players from 2 seasons ago. They were held at Lecce on the weekend, 1-1. Now, they took the lead with 20 minutes to go, and then 5 minutes later, they conceded to the strugglers of Serie A, which means they lose ground on their pursuit of Juventus at the top, who, of course, won on the weekend with CR7 grabbing another brace. Will Inter Milan drop off? Will they sort of do what Tottenham did? They pressured Leicester and they pressured Chelsea in those 2 seasons, and they eventually dropped off, or those points that they dropped earlier in the season meant that just by the time May came around, it was not possible to catch them up. Let me know your thoughts on Inter Milan and the job Conte is doing over there. I think he's doing a great job, but I think they need to stop dropping points in games like these, and they need to start winning every single game, week in, week out, if they want to win this title, because I don't see Juventus dropping many points between now and the end of the season. We're going to go back to England, and we're going to go to the Etihad. Manchester City dropping points. As I said, I spoke about Palace being a winner from the weekend. Now, Manchester City, last year, they were Centurions a couple of years ago. They won the treble last year. What's going on this year? Of course, they've had Aymeric Laporte out since August, which is obviously a huge miss. Their best centre-half. Do they need to sign a centre-back in this window? When is Laporte back? I genuinely have no idea. Pep said he was training, but didn't feature against Palace. They showed the defensive frailties again against the lower side. They didn't they went 2-1 up and didn't kill it off. They allowed Palace to break right at the end, and they were punished. So where will City finish this league? I think obviously they'll finish in the top 4. Will they finish second, third? It's looking more or less impossible for them to win the league now. 16 points behind Liverpool, with Liverpool having a game in hand next week with West Ham United. So it's a difficult one. Let me know your thoughts on Manchester City. Will Pep stay? Will Pep go at the end of the season? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. So going to look at Leicester, again, another defeat. We spoke about them last week, dropping points at home to Southampton. This week, they dropped points to another relegation candidate in Burnley. They were 1-0 up as well. Jamie Vardy missed a penalty, and then they were punished by Ashley Westwood's winner. Burnley, again, a much-needed result for them. 4 straight defeats before that, and they got themselves a huge 3 points, back to basics for them to get that win for Sean Dyche. But what is going wrong at Leicester? What is going wrong for Brendan Rodgers? A fantastic start to the season, and now it's sort of slipping, fading away. Will Leicester still finish in the top 4? Let me know your thoughts on that. Will they keep their star players, the likes of James Maddison, the likes of Wilfred Ndidi, Kaglar Soyuncu? Will they stay at Leicester and try and sort of rebuild that title-winning side from a couple of years ago to compete again next year? Because it's looking like they're not going to win the league, and it's looking like they might even drop out the top 4, with the likes of Spurs, Wolves, Sheffield United, Man United, all pushing for a top 4 place. But it helps if those teams can win a game as well. Bournemouth as well, another defeat for Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe, in his interviews, sort of looks like a beaten man, really. Beaten 1-0 at Norwich. They're a huge relegation battle down there. Timu Pukki from the penalty spot after some extremely, extremely strange goalkeeping from Steve Cook. Defending, I don't even know what you call it. It was a great save regardless, but what is he doing? Why would you do that? You've just cost yourself, you more or less cost your side the game there. So he's now suspended for Bournemouth as well for their next game. So they're short on centre backs, but a big, much needed win for Norwich, who of course visit Tottenham tomorrow night in a big game that they need points to stay up. Tottenham need points to push their top 4 aspirations. But Bournemouth and Eddie Howe, should Eddie Howe go? We spoke about this last week, and I still think that he is the man for the job as well. If they did go down, would he stick with them and bring them back up, or would he go to a bigger club? Callum Wilson's not firing, Ryan Fraser's not firing. Those two sort of pushed Bournemouth up to the top half of the table last season with some fantastic performances and stats. They're just not doing it this season. Callum Wilson, we saw on the weekend a big chance, he slipped, unfortunate, but he's not scoring the goals, and Ryan Fraser is not creating enough. So let me know in the comment section below what you think, but I think it's a difficult one. Should Eddie Howe stay for Bournemouth? Should he go? What's going wrong there? What's going wrong at Leicester? Let me know what you think. So that's it. Thank you for joining me for this week's Winners and Losers. Join me next week where we'll be looking at this upcoming weekend's Winners and Losers. Like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you think on everything we've just discussed. I'll be back next week, and come on you Spurs.